My brother sent a message meant for his mistress to me. Darling, night carp hotel. 12 o'clock. Have the red gauze outfit ready. A cold smile curled on my lips. I immediately replied 5 million. Hush money. He called me right away, screaming obscenities, calling me shameless for extorting my own brother. I didn't argue back. I just hung up. 5 minutes later, I received the transfer of 5 million, followed by a text, please. Don't tell your sister-in-law. She's pregnant. I sent 3 million to my sister-in-law Shokin. After she confirmed receipt, I asked, you're 5 months pregnant. You can't get a divorce in your condition, can you? Her reply came back, so I've decided to abort it. The father doesn't want it anyway. What about you? My eyes drifted to a framed photo on the living room coffee table. Shuzi I Shang and me in college. A stranger took it on a whim, but in that single moment, our eyes held nothing but love for each other. Now, I smiled bitterly. I'll abort mine too, 7 days from now. That day would mark my brother's 7th anniversary with Chu Kin, and my 3rd anniversary with Xu Zhai. We started on the same day, we might as well end on the same day. Good thing you didn't tell your sister-in-law. Good thing? Of course it was a good thing. My dear brother was the same one who, at 18, tore up my acceptance letter to Tingxua and destroyed my academic records, forcing me to study abroad. All because Zhang Xin, girl who had stolen my place in this family for 10 years, scored lower than me on the college entrance exam and cried. He ruined the future I had worked so hard for with nothing but reckless impulse. And now, 3 years into my marriage to his best friend Juzi Hi Zhang, now that I'm 3 months pregnant, the woman I had chased away through sheer stubbornness has returned. Because she still can't forget Juzi Hi Zhang, and my dear brother, playing matchmaker, would do anything to make her seduce him. I could never understand why my brother hated me so much. Was it because I was kidnapped as a child, and when I was finally found, I accused him of abandoning me on purpose? My father beat him with a leather belt until his back bled. Dong Xin threw herself in front of him, crying, shielding him. From that day on, I became his enemy, and Zhang Xin became the person he cherished above all others. He was so consumed by his hatred that he would destroy my life, my marriage. All to help her. Lost in painful memories, I heard the door open. Chu Zhi Shang was home. Seeing me curled up on the sofa, he paused, then walked over with quick steps. He slipped off his shoes and draped an arm over my shoulder, placing his hand on my still flat belly. He sang a lullaby softly. Listening to his gentle voice, I gripped the blanket tighter. Sometimes I couldn't help but want to ask him, how did he manage it? How did he come home smelling of another woman's shower gel, still make it back by my 10 p.m. curfew, kiss my cheek, and play prenatal music for our child? I used to think I had one. When I came back from studying abroad, I threw a tantrum, forced my parents to send Zhang Xin away, and made Juzi Hi Zhang choose me. But now I knew. I had lost. Completely. Tears slipped down my cheeks. Seeing me cry, Juzi Hi Zhang panicked. For a moment, looking through the haze of tears at the worry in his eyes, I almost believed I was his whole world. Then he leaned over to grab a tissue, and the collar of his shirt gaped open. I saw them dense, overlapping hickeys crawling up his neck. My heart seized. No wonder he'd been sleeping in turtlenecks lately, working late in his study. Already dressed in his suit by the time I woke up. I thought it was guilt, but he was just hiding his affair. What was the point? Zhang Xin had already promised, the day she returned, that she would take back everything that belonged to her. 4 days now, photos of them together had been filling the drawer where I kept my wedding ring. That same drawer that, before she came back, he used to check every day to make sure I was wearing my ring. But he hadn't noticed that I'd stopped wearing it. He hadn't noticed that I'd replaced his ring. I'd even taken it off his finger while he slept and looked inside. The engraving had changed from ZX to ZQ. When he reached out to wipe my tears, I suddenly felt nauseous. I slapped his hand away, fled to the bathroom, and vomited into the toilet. I hadn't had morning sickness once in 3 months. My baby had been so good to me. But now it was happening. So it wasn't just me who found Xu Zhi's duplicity disgusting. Our child did too. I didn't sleep all night, and after the vomiting, my stomach ached dully. Before, I would have rushed to the hospital. But this time, I didn't move. Jukin had said it best, his father didn't love him anyway. Maybe this was the kindest choice. Xu Zhi never came back to the bedroom that night. I heard the front door close at midnight and then again at 6 in the morning. Where he went without saying. At 2 in the morning, Zhang Xin had sent me a photo, the two of them embracing on the bed of my childhood room. My old stuffed rabbit in the background, with a photo of Zhang Xin in a princess dress propped in front of it. When I finally returned to this family after 5 years of being lost, 5 years of being beaten, of enduring my foster father's unwanted touches, my room had become Zhang Xin's. My brother had become Zhang Xin's. My parents had become Zhang Xin's. One night, I woke from a nightmare about my foster father and went looking for my parents. I found them huddled around Zhang Xin, who had a stomachique, their faces full of worry. My brother said, "I wish Zhang Xin had never come back. Then Zhang Xin wouldn't have been kicked out." My father slapped him and told him to be quiet. I went back to my room and came down with a fever. For 4 days, none of them noticed. It wasn't until I got better and asked to move out, to go live with our grandmother, that they seemed to realize I had been gone for 4 days. I made an appointment with Xu Qin. We would get abortions together, at the private hospital. Our faces were equally pale. She hugged me tightly and said, "I'm glad that in my darkest moment, there's someone here with me." Then she walked into the doctor's office without looking back. I followed. 2 hours later, we lay in the same hospital room. After a long silence, I heard her muffled sobs from behind the white curtain. She said she thought getting rid of the child would get rid of her love, her pain. But why did it hurt so much? I cried silently too. Yes, why did it hurt so much? This was the right choice. Their fathers didn't love them. So why did it feel like being flayed alive, like being cut to pieces? We spent the next half-month recovering together. As soon as I was discharged, Xu Zhi called. My parents were throwing a birthday party for Zhang Xin. How absurd. They hadn't told me. They told my husband. And neither they nor my husband remembered that today was my birthday too. Jukin got the same kind of call. Her husband, my brother, had a checklist for her. Pick up the cake, prepare his suit and shoes, meet them at the airport with the car to bring their luggage home. Xu Qin texted him back, "I'm busy today. Can't be your maid." He called immediately, furious. "Busy? You? What could you possibly be busy with?" I grabbed the phone. "Zhonglin, are you even a man? Your wife is 5 months pregnant and you want her to carry your luggage. You might as well be a piece of shit." He exploded. "Zhang Xin, stay out of this. Don't think I won't." I cut him off. "You already tried to kill me once when I was 5. What's once more?" Later, with our divorce papers in hand, Xu Qin and I went to the hotel. Through the door, we heard laughter and celebration. My brother presenting a gift to Zhang Xin, vowing to spoil her forever. Xu Zhi presenting her with a rare Ming Dynasty painting, saying it was both a birthday gift and a welcome home gift. She kissed each of them on the cheek. My parents beamed. "Seeing you 3 so happy together, your father and I could die content." I kicked the door open. My brother shouted at me. Xu Zhi walked over and took my hand, his voice soft. I laughed. A bitter sound. Then I slapped him. Hard. I ripped open his shirt, exposing the hickeys on his neck. He stammered that they were mosquito bites. I pulled out the photos Zhang Xin had sent me and threw them in his face. He panicked, scrambling to pick them up. Then he looked up and snarled, "You're stalking me now?" Those words cut me deep. "They are from her," I said. "Your precious Zhang Xin sent them to me." He turned to her in disbelief. She didn't flinch. She admitted it. Then she cried, saying she regretted pushing him into marrying me, that she'd come back to take him. The last thread in my heart snapped. I slapped her. My brother grabbed my wrist and shoved me hard into the table. Kin pushed past him, unslapped him instead. Then she pulled out divorce papers and told him to sign. His eyes went wide. Where's my child? Gone, she said. A daughter, actually. The one you always wanted. While you were away, holding your precious Zhang Xian's hand. I threw my own divorce papers at Chu Chi Zhang. You're free. I don't want you. And the baby is gone too. Have children with your true love. I turned to my parents. Congratulations. You've lost a grandchild and a granddaughter on the same day. Now you can play happy family with Zhang Xin without any inconvenience. I took Shu Qin's hand and we walked out. That night, we flew to another city. Hours later, my brother called Shu Qin. She told him she knew about his 100+ hotel stays, about the photos he kept of Zhang Xin, about the STD he picked up that the doctor said would probably never be cured. The child you lost, she said, was probably the only child you'll ever have. Then she hung up. I had dropped off evidence of Zhu Zi Zhang's business crimes at the police station on my way to the airport. He would likely face both a massive fine and prison time. I also sent him a dossier of photos. Years of Zhang Xin with other men. Her so-called love was just an act. We went to the small town where I had been kidnapped as a child. An old woman and a scar-faced boy had called the police for me. Without them, I never would have escaped. We couldn't find them, so we stayed. 3 months later, we flew back. My parents met us at the airport, weeping. The family business had collapsed. Zhang Xin had done it. She had connected with a wealthy man abroad who promised to marry her if she could ruin our family. In return, she had stolen our company's core secrets. My father asked me to lend him money to restart. I asked if he and my mother had contacted their precious daughter, their precious son, for help. He had no answer. I walked away. Zhu Kind divorced. I visited Zhu Zhang in prison. He cried and apologized. I handed him the divorce papers without a word. Want to contest? Fine. I'll take you to court. 3 months later, I had my divorce certificate. That same day, my overseas investigator sent news Zhang Xin had had acid thrown in her face by the wealthy man's wife. The man had testified that Zhang Xin tried to steal from them. She was in prison. I felt a deep, satisfying vindication worth all the effort I had put into setting it up. Even before she returned, I had planted the wealthy man in her path. I had done everything I could to save my marriage. But Zhu Zhang betrayed me anyway. For her. So let them both burn. I went back to the small town to look for the scar-faced boy. On my way from the airport, a thief grabbed my bag. When I wouldn't let go, he raised his fist to hit me. A man with a scarred face and solid muscle leapt and unkicked him hard. I stood there stunned. Then I smiled. I think I found him.